West Ham win at the weekend over Newcastle United. Everyone of a claret and blue persuasion delighted to see that. I'm sure Joe was as well. Yeah. How pleased were you to see the likes of Freddie Potts getting a start?
Yeah, brilliant. He got man of the match, didn't he?
Yeah.
I was delighted for him. I played with his dad, made my debut with his dad, and I made my second debut with his brother. So yeah, it shows you. Yeah, Al. So and a great footballing family. Like the name will be synonymous with West Ham, and he's exactly what the team needed. That energy, that enthusiasm, and playing there, Al. Like when it goes wrong at West Ham, because the fans are so passionate and so desperate for the team to win, it can be very difficult sometimes for some characters. And sometimes I think you throw a couple of young players in who've got that spirit, and they do that. That gets the fans back on side a little bit. And I think he was brilliant, Potsy. I'm pleased for him. And his dad don't look a day younger than, like, he's annoying. He still looks in his 30s.
I don't know who was the most gutted when his goal was ruled out, though. Well, it was Freddie or his dad.
Yeah.
I know. Joe, listen, mate, before I want to talk further about the West Ham the team just now and Nuno. But before I go there, how difficult is it for the West Ham fans to let go of the old stadium, mate? Because I was fortunate enough to play at the old stadium, and there probably hasn't been a bigger contrast in a team going from one stadium to another. You know what I mean? In terms of the whole package, the atmosphere and everything. I mean, and the ghost of the old stadium, I think, will still be hanging about for a long time, mate.
I do, mate. I do. I mean, one of the reasons I signed for West Ham as a kid, when we was going around doing the rounds looking, we went to Upton Park on a night game. I can't remember it was. And the smell, Al, and the intensity, and even the wooden seats and everything about the place, I was like, this is a bit of a light. This is like something. And I remember when we were a youth team and you used to go and get tickets for the game. I remember going and watch get tickets in the Bobby Moore end or in the other side, because I wanted to experience what it looked like from all over. And I think it's one of the best stadiums to watch a game of football in Upton Park and playing when it was going well. And I think the contrast is massive. And I don't know what the answer is, because, they've gone on since then. They won the European trophy and that. Yep. But it's never been settled. The fans have never been really happy, because it isn't the Olympic Stadium, West Ham, whatever, London Stadium. It's not a great stadium to go and watch football in, whatever way you dress it up in. Yeah. And Upton Park it felt like home. So when the results ain't going well, that gets used as a stick to batter the owners with, unfortunately. Yeah. But I don't know the answer to it. But unless you can find a way of making it a little bit more of a better stadium to go to, I don't know. I really don't.
Yeah. I mean, look, as a reporter, going to Upton Park was intimidating. So God knows what it was like for opposition players. It must have been, But look, they chopped and changed managers so many times recently, haven't they? Is it the case now they got to stick, for better or for worse, they got to stick with Nuno?
Oh God, yeah, they have to stick with Nuno. I mean, I was covering them during them European campaigns, and it was under David Moyes, who I have a lot of respect for, and I think he's a brilliant manager. And I couldn't understand it. A lot of my friends are West Ham fans, and they were like, "That style of play." Yeah. I'm like, "You're in the Europa, you're in the UEFA Cup, Europa League quarterfinals, semi-finals. You've got these big nights. You're winning trophies like what called and when you used to interview Moisey, and I could feel him being like, "What more do you want me to do here? What is this?" And it was almost the impossible job, and they should never have let him go. If anything, they should have given him more say and more power to keep driving that club forward. Yep. But I think the way that it's set up with Sullivan and Brady, I know that they want what's right for the club, and they want they do, but they're business first and foremost, and they like to be in control, and the way to do it. I've always thought West Ham, if you've got a real top manager like David Moyes and he's proven himself, why would you not go to him, David? How do we take this club forward, and let him reshape the whole thing? Like what it seems to me, like what Arteta's doing, who was emerging as a top manager at Arsenal. You can tell decisions are made at that club by the manager. And I think West Ham desperately needs that. It needs someone, and I hope Nuno can establish himself and gain that kind of power, because West Ham should be certainly in the top half of the Premier League, but there's such a well-supported club. If it was run in the way that a Brentford or a Brighton was run, the sky's the limit for West Ham. You know, but that's why the frustration's there with the West Ham fans.
Yeah. I mean, look, obviously the struggles in recent years, well documented and things, and the one constant through the last, I don't know how many years now, is Jarrod Bowen. His level of performance. I mean, West Ham fans.
Remarkable.
West Ham fans their worst nightmare must be that they wake up one morning and Jarrod Bowen says, I've had enough of this, I want to go.
Yeah, well, they got Danny Dyer making sure he don't leave, I'm sure. You know what I mean? So if he ever thinks about it, he'll have, Danny in full in character at his front door. But, like, Jarrod Bowen, for me, he's been one of he stands shoulder to shoulder with anyone in West Ham's history. What he's done at that club, like you said, he put silverware on the table. That's an unusual thing for West Ham. He's been brilliant. I remember going to interview him just before he made his England debut, and there was talk about it. And I said to him, mate, like, would you fancy the England field? How do you feel about it? And he was really humble, Ali. He was really like, you know, he was like, he doesn't realise what a good player he is and what he can do. He didn't think the England thing would happen for him. And I look at it now, and I think Thomas Tuchel's probably thinking, all right, Saka's going to be the number one on that position. That's pretty much. But if I'm bringing someone on and I need a goal in the World Cup, you know, Jarrod Bowen is as good as an option as anyone else. And I think he's just a brilliant player.
I'm with you, Joe, all the way, because I agree with you regarding Saka as well, and he's got lots of options. There's no doubt about it. He's got lots of options. Tuchel, probably more option than any England manager's ever had, particularly in those kind of forward, wide areas. But the one thing where I'm with you, the one thing about Jarrod Bowen, I think he's as good an opportunity to get you a goal if you need one than any of them.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a finisher. I think he's one of the best finishers in the country. I think outside of Haaland, I don't think there's a bet. He's certainly in the top 5 finishers. No, he's deadly.
Yeah, and I don't mean this in any way, you know, demeaningly, but he's a trier as well. I mean, nobody tries harder than he does. Will they stay up?
He put me before the weekend. I didn't think so, but they shown me something. Nuno showed me something a little bit of the weekend. I think they got a chance. I think Wolves are, unfortunately, Wolves fan list, I think Wolves are doomed. And I think there's probably 5 teams who are going to be, 2 of them are going to be out the trap door, because I think like Ali's old team, Sunderland, what they've done is remarkable. And Burnley and Leeds have got points on the board as well. So I worry for West Ham, but there's a little bit more of a bit of a light after the weekend.
Yeah,
it's funny, Joe. I was
next as well.
Saying to Jeff. Yeah. Sorry, Jeff. I was saying to Jeff earlier about Sunderland starting ever so well. Obviously, promoted sides Leeds and Burnley have started well, but at the same time, Joe, they're 16th and 17th.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the league's going to look a lot different this year. I think it was done and dusted. Like Southampton put a clinic on how to get relegated last year, didn't they? And then there was a few other clubs. I think the teams that have come up are a lot wiser, with a bit more nous, and they worked it out. So I think the bottom's going to be tighter this year, and it's going to make for an exciting end to the season. Not for them clubs, but for all the neutrals.